back. Joining us now is General VP Malik, former Army Chief. Thank you very much, General Malik, for joining us right here on NDTV. I want to start by asking you, how do you see the Prime Minister's surprise visit? Everyone seems to be calling this a morale-boosting exercise, but how do you respond to this form of communication by the Prime Minister?
Prime Minister visiting the troops in forward areas is nothing new. People have been visiting, particularly during crisis time. I remember during Kargil war also, Prime Minister Bajpayee then had visited the troops while the war was on. This visit of Prime Minister to Leh, Nimu has got, I think, many important issues involved. The first, of course, I would say that it is a morale booster for the troops. Any Prime Minister visiting the forward areas and meeting the troops there is always a morale booster for the officers and men who are deployed there. And so it will be a great morale booster hearing and meeting the Prime Minister there. That is one. The second, I would say that he would have got full briefing from the people who are deployed there, who are confronting the Chinese, and also who have fought with the Chinese in Galwan Valley, because he visited Leh Hospital, and I'm sure he would have met those Jawans who are still there recuperating. That would be the second important issue. The third would be, I say, this is an important message directed to China, toward China. This is the first time now that at political level and at the senior, in fact, the chief executive level, he has spoken about the confrontation which is going on, and he has spoken from the area where this conflict is going on. And the things that he said, although they were not, he did not mention China, but I have no doubt that the Chinese know that all these things are directed at them when he's talking about expansionism, or he's talking about the things that these are not acceptable things today and we should be spending more time on development, etc. So that, I think, is the third important aspect. The fourth, it is also a great assurance to people in India that he is fully involved, the Prime Minister is fully involved in this important issue. And it will be also a great morale booster for Ladakhis, because quite often Ladakhis, one has heard them saying that India did not look after their interests in 1962. So I would say that it's an important visit, carrying all these four messages that I have mentioned.
That's right. But General Malik, your views on certain questions which many feel still remain unanswered, even post this visit. Number one, any official admission even now has not come whether the Chinese have breached into Indian territory or not. Number two, no explanation on the circumstances in which our brave Jawans had to lose their lives at the Galwan Valley. He did acknowledge their bravery, but we do not have specifics or clarity. Do you think that these are operational details which we rather not know?
No, I don't agree with you on that. In fact, I agree with you that they should we should keep the public informed. Look, firstly, I don't want to get involved in a political issue as far as whether they have intruded in our territory and occupied our territory or not. The fact is, and which is quite well known, and that in the area of north of Pangang Tso, between finger 4 and 8, which was a disputed area, nobody had occupied earlier. This time they have come, occupied that, and they have entrenched themselves. So as far as the intrusion part is concerned, as I said, I don't want to get involved in the political issue, but the fact that, and that is now known to everybody. The other thing is that when we are talking to them, when we are negotiating at military level that they should withdraw, it's not only that they should withdraw from the other side of line of actual control, but wherever they have come on our side, particularly in the Fingers area north of Pangong. So the other aspect that you were mentioning is the communication policy or outreach. I don't know why we have been so quiet till this time. This time, I remember during Kargil war, we used to have daily briefings, which were done by the representative of Ministry of External Affairs and the military people from the Army, Navy, and Air Force, depending upon the importance of that briefing, the status of the people who briefed the press were also different. So I feel that that is the kind of practice we should follow. I don't know why we haven't learned lessons from that.
Do you think, General Malik, this has to do with the country with which we are dealing? In '99, it was a different country. We have a different strategy.
I don't think so. You know, we are talking of a conflict situation. I mean, people know that we are now confronting China, and there is nothing to hide about that. People are talking about it. People know it. The whole world is talking about it. So it has nothing to do with China. It is a question of the adversary which has got into a conflict situation with us.
Correct. My final question to you, General Malik. Now that the Prime Minister has said that the days and era of expansionism is over, obviously this is a message directed to China, that don't intrude into the territory. The days of Vistarvad are over. What do you think should be the strategic steps in order to put this in practice? This clearly is a message that India will not give into expansionist strategies of China. So what are the strategic steps that we can take if China continues to be the aggressor?
Yeah, look, this message now, it is not just short term. I think it has got much deeper. It's a strategic message at the political level. And it involves not just military, but other national aspects also. So this message have suffered these kind of intrusions. The flexibility from the Chinese on the LAC and provoking us time and along the line of actual control or other issues. There is also now a feeling of concern. So it's not only along the border, but even the manner in which they are siding with Pakistan or helping Pakistan as far as the terrorism is concerned. Now, also one can make out that China today thinks that Ladakh or J&K is no longer disputed, it's perhaps part of Pakistan. That is the kind of messages that they have been sending on the ground. So in a way, I think it's a good message, and it has much serious, much greater political implications in this particular event.